Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have another discussion about another game and another situation where, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that I was right the entire time, because it appears that the Arknights Enfield Beta Test 2 has begun. And with news about Arknights Enfield Beta Test 2, we now have news about its gacha system. And this is the main takeaway about Enfield's gacha system, ladies and gentlemen. The main takeaway is it's pretty much exactly the same as what was in CBT1. Pretty much exactly the same. And it's the same exact system that I 10 months ago said was one of the worst systems in gacha gaming. But you want to know what the reception to this statement was 10 months ago? I got mass downvoted. I got brigaded. I had a bunch of CCs going behind the scenes to try to assassinate my character because they disagree with my takes so much. But it appears, ladies and gentlemen, the tide has shifted. We have pretty much every single CC in the space unilaterally agreeing there is something deeply fucking wrong with the gacha system. So why don't we go ahead and start breaking down and start talking about why, for a second time, what is so bad about what Enfield has going on. The great news is I don't even have to go anywhere from my original video because nothing about the system has changed. And what I wanted to do was actually start breaking down why the reception to my take that this gacha system was dog shit, why the reception was so volatile back then, and why it's different now. So let's go ahead. Let's start diving into it. So first things first, when it comes to the actual limited 5-star banners, they have a pretty low rate at a baseline, right? For the 5-star, 0.8. And you also have a 50-50. You also have a bit of a pity, where you're guaranteed a 6-star character at 80 pulls. But then at 120, you have a guarantee for the rate-up character. So on this screen over here, you see Leviathan, right? Let's say you go to 80 pulls and you win a 6-star. You might not get her. However, when you get to 120, you're guaranteed to get her. And so on average, it's only going to cost about 60 pulls to get the character, right? Not that bad. However, let's say on your first 10 pull, you don't get her. You lose the 50-50. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't matter how many more times you pull, you can repeatedly lose every single 50-50 on your path to 120 pulls. So let's just say there is a universe where you could pull 10 6-stars on the way to 120 and none of them are Leviathan. There is a universe where that happens. This whole 120 pity for the 6-star character as well, it also does not carry over to the next banner. So let's just say you pull 80 times on this banner and you lose the 50-50. Sucks. But then you get sick and you can't play Enfield for a week. And so when you originally intending to spend 120 pulls on this banner, you can only spend 110. Well, guess what? You lost the 50-50. You went to 110 pulls instead of 120. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Following that, the banner will then reset back to 0 pulls, and you will have to start all over for another rate-up character. So those 110 pulls that you spent on this banner, they will amount to literally nothing. You will not get the character, your pity will be reset, and the only thing that will carry over, guys, is the 30 pulls you made until the next 80 guarantee. So let me just go ahead and, like, illustrate it out for you and paint how fucked up this shit is, okay? Like, I'm literally gonna do it for you here. So, let's just say, right, banner, right? You spend 80 pulls, lost 50-50, right? Then you spend 20 more, no 6-star, right? No 6-star from that, guess what? You now gotta spend 20 more, spend 20, or lose 100. That's what it becomes, guys. And for that character, right? Let's just see them over here. Wait, let's give some big old badonkers as well. Gotta have like the selling. Gotta have like the value over here, right? You got that new character. We added some assets to her as well to make her more popular. Wait. We'll make her like Carlotta. There you go. That looks a little fucked up. All right. There we go. Okay. Fixed it. That's gonna be the new character. And so, you spend 80 pulls, right? Damn, writing cursive on the screen. That's what you call fucking talent right there, brother. Anyways, you spend 80, you lose the 50-50. You spend 20 more, no 6-star. You're now at 100 out of 120 pity. You now have to spend 20 more, or all of these past pulls that you did are into the ether. And the only thing you will have left is 20 pity to 80 6-star guarantee. That's it. That is the only thing that's going to carry over. And so, imagine, right, that you're in this position over here. 100 pulls was all that you had. What are you now going to do? If you're 100 pulls into Big Mommy's banner, are you going to lose 100 pulls or buy 20? What are you going to do? Will you lose 100 pulls or buy 20? Which one, guys? Lose 100 pulls of pity progress or just buy $20 more in pulls? Is this not one of the most absurdly, disgustingly FOMO-fueled and predatory gacha mechanics you've ever seen? This is, just think about this circumstance and think about how Enfield is clearly being designed to market towards a more casual audience. Enfield is trying to be marketed towards a more general audience of gacha players who aren't as experienced with this sort of system. Any system where you're capable of losing up to 119 fucking pulls to the abyss, and the only way to not lose that money is to either spend more or simply the knowledge gap of you not understanding how the system works, that's it. It's inherently bad. And what's mind-blowing to me was the absurdly, disgustingly negative reception that I got in my comments section for detailing how predatory and bad this system was 10 months ago. I had so many individuals going in saying, oh, he just doesn't play gacha games. Oh, he's just a tourist. Oh, he's just a shill. Oh, all he does is praise Wuthering Waves. Why is he bad-mouthing this game when he hasn't even played it yet? Is it suddenly now the case that we gotta wait until this shit releases? We just ignore this feedback because the full release isn't out yet. We'll just ignore every single person saying that the system is bad because the game hasn't released yet and people haven't played it yet. And so you gotta wait until the game is in a spot where it can't really get updates anymore to recognize that these systems are fundamentally fucking broken? I'm gonna be honest, guys, that's kind of unreal. I'm gonna be honest, guys, that's kind of crazy. And that just gives a sign of a bunch of individuals who genuinely might just want a game to fail. Because I'm gonna be real over here. I read some of the actual players' comments and the gacha might not be that bad at all. Guys, any system where you have a 120 pity that doesn't carry over is one of the worst and most predatory systems that can exist in a game. Because not everybody is some giga metagaming free-to-play
who like precisely knows down to the fiber of my fucking microns when I'm going to pull on the banner so I can perfectly calculate that I'm going to have exactly 120 for like every single character at all these exact times. It'll be perfect.
No, they play these games fucking casually on their phones and shit when they're on the way back from like fucking work. They don't have an Excel spreadsheet in the back and going ahead and looking at all their expected pull income and then lining up the dates on when they'll be able to do it. They don't do that. And so there's gonna be a massive portion of the population that finds themselves in fucking no man's land where they don't have enough pulls left, but they're at the risk of losing 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 pulls if they just don't buy more. And that is such an easy circumstance that you're going to see happen where somebody is like, oh, the banner's gonna run out in 20 hours, but I still need 10 pulls. What do I do? And the answer, the only answer you can give to that person is go grind 10 pulls or go buy them. Otherwise, you're gonna have 110 pity in pulls that just disappears into the abyss. And that's worth a lot more than buying the 10. So you even have like this incredible, disgusting FOMO pressure mechanic as banners are going down. You wasted 100 plus pulls. You wasted it. It's gone. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. They've added in a system. Guys, they added in a system to help out the whales. Guys, don't worry. I think they got a new mechanic over here. Yeah, they made it so that every 240 pulls, you get a bonus dupe. Yeah, every 240 pulls, you get a bonus dupe. What the fuck even? How about you make it so you can't lose an infinite number of 50-50s? Right, I forgot this. Yeah, there's a bit of an addendum I need to make over here. Let's say you lost 50-50. Can lose infinite 50-50s. Yeah, you can lose an infinite number of 50-50s in this fucking system, guys. And you want to know what the funniest part about all of this is? You want to know what the funniest part about all of this shit over here? This is my favorite fucking bit. Enfield has the same exact gacha system as Stellasaura. And you all remember what the positive reception was to this game's gacha system on release? Oh, wait! Everyone said it was fucking terrible, and they all said it was the reason why the game was going to EOS. Stellasaura has the same gacha system as Arknights Enfield, and it was unilaterally shit on for its implementation. And I'm the one getting shit on for saying this gacha system is fucking buns. I was the first individual that was willing to call out how disgusting these mechanics were, especially for anybody coming from Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, ZZZ, or Wuthering Waves. This system is worse than all 4 of those games combined, because guess what you can't do in Wuwa, or Genshin, or ZZZ? I can't have just 80 pulls disappear and be worthless, because everything carries over in this game. But then suddenly, I was the one that was media illiterate, that I was Hoyo-brained, I was Hoyo-pilled. I was disillusioned into believing that Hoyo or Kuro did things better. But guess what? Maybe it was just better. Maybe having the equivalent of Genshin's old weapon banner, where you can lose an infinite number of 50-50s in a row, which you can do in this game, just like you can do on Genshin's weapon banner, an infinite number of fucking 50-50s. Good God. And you want to know what the funniest part is? I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad that this is a discussion that I get to regularly make, and this is a video that I get to reference in the future, because this just further proves how time and time again, you can look across my fucking portfolio, you can look across the discography. I am always right. That's just what it is. I'm always correct. I know what's going on with these fucking games. And if you're somebody that happens to disagree with me in the present, just realize sometimes it'll take 10 fucking months, but you'll realize later down the line, shit, Saint was actually spitting. Shit, Saint was actually right. Because it happened for Zenless Zone Zero, HP inflation, and power creep. It happened with Wuthering Waves. And me telling you that Hoyo shills were going to look for any reason possible to bag on the game, even reasons that aren't true, because they can't handle another game's success. It happened for Arknights Enfield, where I said the gacha system was going to be the worst part about the fucking game. And it without a doubt is, because this is the same gacha system that everybody took a steaming, fat, massive defecation on during Stellasaura's release, because it had the same gacha system as Enfield. And now everyone is suddenly saying Enfield's is bad after I got dragged to the fucking ringer by multiple CCs, the entire Enfield community, Reddits, Twitter threads, all of that, saying that I'm doom posting, because all I said was the actual fucking facts about how awful this system is. But don't worry, there will still be some clowns. I already know some clowns off the top of my head who vocally disagree with what I was saying over here. Think individuals like Mr. Singapore or Golly G 7 out of 10. Those are the same dudes on record, by the way, saying that this system was fucking amazing. A system where you can have 119 pulls disappear into an abyss and basically be erased from your account. Mr. Pokey and Genazad are both individuals that have said this is the best free-to-play system ever, and that anyone complaining about it has no idea what they're talking about. Oh, man. It's always nice to see the dividends from your investments. It's always good to see a seed that you've laid in the ground grow. Because don't worry, I'm very happy to see what the rest of 2025's takes have in store for me. if we're already getting started with one of the first takes of the year and it's already paying this much back? So yeah, that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out I was right again. Expect many, many more of these videos in the future because I've made a lot of controversial takes. So yeah, let me know what you all thought about this one, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.